Hello everyone, I'm Ishwari and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to learn about subject-verb agreement. This is a presentation that is made by me for all of you guys. Let's start. Subject-verb agreement by Ishwari Sana. So what we are going to learn is, let's learn a definition. Here definition means what exactly is subject-verb agreement, and then we're going to learn about the rules for subject-verb agreement. So when subject and verb agree in relation with number and person, then it is called subject-verb agreement. Means when subject and verb, they are placed properly and they agree in relation with what? With person and with number. So then it is called as, or it is known as subject-verb agreement. Just a second. I wanted to use the pen. Oh, got it. 1 minute. So let's take red, would be okay. Sorry. Now let's move it. So rules for subject-verb agreement. First rule is singular subject is followed by a singular verb and a plural subject is followed by a plural verb. Means when we use singular subject, at that time we need to use a singular verb, and when we use a plural subject, at that time we are going to use a plural verb. Like he sings Carnatic music. Over here you can see he sings. So sings is a first let's see, he is a singular verb, singular subject. So here we have used singular verb, that's why sings is a singular verb. Now here, they sing Carnatic music. Over here you can see they, so they is a plural subject, so that's why we have used a plural verb. A plural verb is used when two or more subjects are connected by and. When we use a plural verb, when two or more subjects that are connected by and. So like the farmer and his son were going to the market. So here the farmer and his son, so these are connected by and. So that's why we have used were, and were is a plural verb. If the subject consists of two or more singular nouns or pronouns joined by and, it takes a plural verb. So when subject that consist of two or more singular nouns or pronouns, means when there is a subject that is connected by singular noun or pronoun that are joined by and. So when two singular subjects are joined by and, at that time it takes a plural verb. Like Piyush and Rakesh are. So are is a plural verb, and here this both singular subjects are joined by and. Okay. When two nouns refer to the same person, the verb is singular. So when two nouns, they are referring to the same person. Means the same person. Like suppose the person is actress and she is also dancer also. So they are referring to the same person. So at that time the verb is singular. Like the actress and the dancer is famous for her humanitarian work. So here is. Why? Because they both are referring to the same person. The actress is dancer also, so that's why we have used the singular verb. Words such as each, anyone, anybody, everybody, everyone, somebody, someone, nobody, no one, neither, and every are followed by a singular verb. So when we use such words, let me underline them. Just 1 minute. So when we use such words, at that time we use a singular verb. Like everyone is present for the meeting. Here everyone, and is, so is a singular verb because this word is used, and here also you can see that everyone is also in this verb. So when we use everyone, we have used a singular verb. So when we use such words, at that time simply you can say when we use such words, at that time we use a singular verb. If two singular subjects are joined by or, the singular verb is used. So when two subjects, or I can say when two singular subjects that are joined by or, at that time we use a singular verb. Like example, the king and his minister is, the king or his minister, here should be or, but I have written, so it is or, the king or his minister is meeting the delegation. So here is, so you can say we have used a singular verb because it is or. The king or his minister is meeting the delegation. Suppose it is the king and his minister. So the answer would be, the verb would be plural, that is the king and his minister are. But here we have joined the sentence by or. So at that time we are going to use a singular verb. When two subjects are joined by either or neither nor, the verb agrees with the subject closer to it. So when we join two sentences with either or neither nor, at that time the subject that is closer to it agrees with that. Means subject that is closer to it means, suppose the subject is plural, at that time the verb would be plural. Suppose it is singular, the verb would be singular. Like either my sister or my brother cook when my mother is not home. So here you can see it's either. Sorry that I've used to do a lot of mistakes. So it's either my sister, and that is or. So they have used either or, right? So either my sister or my brother cook when my mother is not home. So here you can see they have used cook. And now either my sisters or my brother cooks. So it's or. Brother cooks. So why they have used cooks here? Because brother is a singular subject. So that's why brother is closer to cooks. That's why it is singular. When my mother is not home. Okay. Now again there are many rules. Let's see. Rules for subject-verb agreement. When the subject consists of two nouns or pronounced, it's pronoun. So that is pronoun. When two nouns or pronouns joined by with or as well as, verb agrees with the first subject. So when we join two nouns or pronouns with or as well as, at that time it agrees with the first subject. Like the dining room as well as the bedrooms requires renovation. So here requires is a singular. Why it is singular? Because when we use as well as or when we use with, at that time we need to agree, or at that time the verb needs to agree with the first subject. So what is the first subject? It is the dining room. That's why it is requires, because requires is a singular verb. Requires is a singular verb and the dining room is a singular subject. Here you can see bedrooms is a plural subject, but we are still using a singular verb because it will agree with the first subject. Some sentences begin with there or here. In case of a singular subject, the verb will be singular, and in case of plural subject, the verb will be plural. So if some sentences are there and they begin with there or here, so at that time if it is singular, so it would be then the verb would be singular, and if it would be plural, at that time the verb would be plural. Like there is a cat in the room. So there is a cat because it is singular, so that's why the verb is singular. And suppose I say there are 4 cats in the room. So at that time 4 cats, it's a plural, so that's why the verb would be plural and the verb would be are. In a case of a collective noun, the verb generally is singular when the subject stands for the whole and takes the plural if it refers to the individual composing the unit. So when there is a collective noun, at that time the verb would be singular. But when there is not a collective noun, at that time the verb would be plural. Like the cast is celebrating the success of the play. Cast. So the whole cast is celebrating. That's why we used is and the whole cast or the cast is a collective noun. Some nouns are plural but singular in meaning. They take a singular verb. Means there are some nouns that are plural but they are singular in meaning. Like news. So news is plural but its meaning is singular. The news is unbelievable. So we have used here is because news is a plural verb. The news is a plural noun but its meaning is a singular. But it is singular in meaning. Measurements of time, money and distance usually requires a singular verb. Example, okay, so when we are measuring, or when there are given measurements of time, money and distance, at that time we use a singular verb. Like 2 weeks is a long time to be spending in the village. So here is we have used, because here measurement of time is done, not 2 weeks. Suppose I am telling I have can you give me no, if I am saying 50 rupees is enough for me, so 50 rupees. So here measurement of money is there. That's why we have used is. And it's a singular verb. When none means no one, use a singular verb. So when none, it means no one. That time we are going to use a singular verb. Like example, I want someone to help me in project. Sorry, there is none for you. Sorry, there is no one for you. Here, none we have used because it is referring to no one. Okay. So, okay, sorry. Yeah. Words like jeans, trousers, pliers, scissors, pants, etc. are plural, but when the word pair is used along with these words, we use the singular verb. So when we use such words, or when there are such words in the sentence like jeans, trousers, pliers, scissors, pants, etc. So at that time, we are going to use a plural verb. But when we use pair with them, we use pair word with them, at that time, the verb is singular. Like a pair of gloves is in the drawer. So here pair is used. So that's why it would be singular. But when I say my gloves are in the drawer, we are going to use at that time are. Why? Because it is plural. Gloves is plural. But a pair of gloves is singular. The number, gender, person before the phrase in the sentence determines the subject-verb agreement. So when we use number, gender, person before the phrase in the sentence, so it determines the subject-verb agreement. Like the doctor after examining the patient has taken a 10 minutes break. So here has. So has is a verb, and here doctor. So it is used before a phrase. So this is a phrase. At that time we use at that time it determines the subject verb agreement. Suppose it is doctor, so it would be have. But it is doctor, so it would be has. Fractional expressions such as half of, more than, 2/5 of, a percentage of, and so on can be plural or singular depending on the context. So when we use fractional expressions, so at that time fractional expressions like half of, more than, 2/5, a percentage of, and so on. So at that time, it depends. If it is singular, so it would be plural. If it is plural, so it would be plural. Okay. So like 2/3 of the troops were stationed near the border. So troops, it is what? It is plural. So that's why the verb is plural. If it is troop, if there was troop, yes would not be there. So at that time the verb would be was. Okay. So like so like 1/4 of pizza is left. So you can see is left. Why? Because we have used singular form of pizza. Only one pizza is there. So that's why. When the article a precedes the word number, a plural verb is used. When the article the precedes number, a singular verb is used. So when article a, it precedes number. It precedes the word number. Means article a, after article a there is a number. There is number. Means there is the word number, and at that time we use the plural verb. But when we use the, and the is preceded by the word number, or the word number comes after the, at time we use a singular verb. So like a number of birds migrate to the warmer places in winter. So here migrate, because is preceded by numbers. That's why. The number of parks in the city has been dwindled. So you can see the, and it is preceded by number. So that's why the verb would be singular, and when a precedes the number, it would be plural. Okay, so thank you, and yeah, I wanted to tell you something. Just 1 minute. Let's come back. Yeah, okay, got that. So here you can see, we at this time, I mean by the time we have finished our topic, subject verb agreement. So please like my videos. I hope you're enjoying. Then subscribe my channel. I'm just unable to write it. Subscribe my channel and click the bell icon for more updates. And yeah, last but not least, share it. Thank you. And yeah, okay. Bye. Have a good day.